everyone, and welcome to Marthoma Effect. My name is Annmaria Jimmy, and I'm very excited today to host our new series, Word on the Street. So in this series, we'll be talking about a lot of different relevant topics of today's times, and we'll also be having different guests come on this podcast to share their own experiences and their own opinions on our different topics. So our first topic for today is something that's been in the spotlight for quite a bit of time, so I think it's a bit rude not to address it. It's completely changed our lives. This is something that we only talk about, and you might have already guessed it, it's the coronavirus pandemic. So COVID-19 has been, contracted by over 130 million people in the world. It started occurring during a time when people were looking forward to a new year, new decade, new opportunities. But when we were hit with the COVID pandemic, harsh lockdowns were in place. We couldn't go see, church. We couldn't attend mass, and masks became the new accessory. But when we think about the pandemic, we tend to usually, think about the struggles and the hardships that we all faced during this time, which, fair enough, it's been a rough year. But it's also important to shed some light into the positives that have come through and, how we've been able to grow as an individual and in the community that we've been and adapt to our new normal. So today we'll be having a very special guest come onto this show, and she'll be sharing her own journey through the coronavirus pandemic. And we welcome Nikitha Pynadath. So welcome, Nikki.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
That's all good. So we're very excited. So she's our first guest on the show, and you'll be sharing a little bit about, your journey with the virus and how the whole experience of the pandemic, how it changed your life. So I guess to start off things a little bit, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay. So I hate this question because I never know what to say. But my name is... Everyone calls me Nikki. Yep. So Nikki, I'm from Melbourne. I study medicine at Melbourne Uni. So yeah, that's that. And then other than that, I do a bit of singing. I do a bit of dancing. Yeah.
Interesting. So singing and dancing, we're going to talk a bit more about that. So a little bit, you do a lot of singing. You're pretty well known around over here with your singing. So do you want to tell us a little bit more about that? Specifically, we'll look at singing first. Yeah. So why singing? Yeah, how did that all start?
Yeah, so I've been singing since I was very young. My grandma.
Oh, okay.
From my grandma. I got it from her. Like my family, all of us sing, my sisters and everyone sings. So yeah, singing or music has been a huge part of our lives since a very young age. I've been learning Carnatic music, which is like traditional Indian music, since I was young. And yeah, so it's just music is something that always just makes me happy to do. Yeah.
So what does music do to you? Why music?
So I think the thing is, music sort of captures every sort of emotion that you're feeling. And, we hear it all the time. Music is something that transcends all languages.
Yeah.
And so even when I'm feeling sad, I listen to some music, whether that's devotional songs or other sort of music. It just lifts your mood. And at the same time, if I want to celebrate, there's music for that as well. Yeah. So I think music is something that's a huge part of everyone's lives. Yeah. Even if you sing or not.
Yeah, that's very true. And also, you want to tell us a little bit fun fact? I've heard you're part of our national band.
Yeah. Yes, I'm part of the national band Songs of Seraphim.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we've only just started recently, but one of the singers. What else did you want to know about it?
So when we're going to hear your new single, your album release, when's all that going to come?
So yeah, actually COVID sort of slowed that process a bit, but we have released 2 singles. So check it out if you would like to. Rise Up, which is sort of a bit of an upbeat song, and Yen Neshu, which is a bit of a melody. So those are 2 songs that have been released, and we are working hard to get a full album out.
Okay, we'll be waiting. Yeah, so I guess now we can kind of slowly move into the topic of today, so COVID. So do you want to start off? So obviously when COVID started, it wasn't really, something when we heard about it at I think merely the end of 2019. We just heard about it on the news a little bit here and there. But what was your initial reactions of it?
I have to be completely honest. When I first heard about it, I was like, psh, this is fine. I was quite naive to it, because a lot of times when you hear disease, outbreaks of diseases, it always is contained in in the region that it first starts. So that's what I was thinking. And so I never expected to, grow to become a global pandemic.
So when the pandemic started, were you how long is this going to last? Was there like a sense of uncertainty like around everywhere?
Yeah, for sure. I was like, when the first lockdown hit, I was like, oh, this is going to last a couple of weeks and we'll be back to normal. And then the second lockdown hit and I was like, this is not going, and we have to set up we have to live in a new normal, COVID normal. But yeah.
So it was a lot of adapting and wearing masks. Like that's something that I've never had to do like in my life, and just having to always make sure is mask, sanitizer. It's like a new essentials like we carry in our bag. We might have like mine's like lip balm stuff like that, but now it's like make sure you got your mask. You can't step out, and even you can't travel. Like there was a time where we couldn't even get out 5 kilometers around our radius, so we were kind of like trapped in it. So I guess when the intensity started, obviously we couldn't go to many places at all. We were stuck, like confined in our homes. Even churches got shut down. Everything moved to an online platform. SMM gatherings. I know you're pretty involved in all the SMM youth activities. So how was that, from going to seeing everyone, your friends and family, like mainly at church, and then not seeing them at all? How was that for you?
Yeah, I mean, when they announced that churches were going to get closed, that was scary because going to Sunday Mass for my family and I, it's just been a constant thing. And so not being able to go was definitely scary because it was a routine. And that's something that the pandemic had taught me, that I shouldn't see Mass or a ritual. It should be a time of celebration. And so I was just craving to go back. One, to see the Mass in person, singing Anna Pesaha with the community, or kneeling in front of the Blessed Sacrament, and two, of course, seeing people in person. I miss seeing everyone's faces and just interacting with people.
This is different on Zoom, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I think when you sit like us two talking now, it's so much better than talking over a Zoom call. Yeah, exactly. And then in the same way for the Mass as well. I read somewhere that the Holy Mass is something that engages all 5 of your senses. Okay. And so on an online platform, you're not going to get that. And so, definitely, I did not like the online platform.
But then, so look, we're talking about being able to see all your friends, and suddenly that's all stopped. But something that increased a lot was spending time with family or the people you were living at home with. So we go from, it was like the two extremes. So you don't see your friends at all, or your family friends, but then you see our family like every single day, every
24/7.
Yeah. So how was that? Was it, some people call it the home prison. So did you experience that in your house or?
Look, initially I didn't think of a huge problem. Think of it as a huge problem. It actually was a good thing for me because at the time I was preparing for exams and preparing for interviews and things like that. So I was kind of like a zone of no distraction. But as time went by, I really felt like I was in a prison. Yeah. In terms of family, yes, I was with my family 24/7, and so you had to learn or be more aware of how you interact with your family, and just really be patient and really test or really practice those skills or practice those attributes. But
so because you learn more about yourself and even your family, so I guess it's better for the long run.
Yes, 100%.
So that's good. But I guess for now we'll wrap it up. Don't worry, Nikki will be back again very soon. We'll be talking a little bit more, about the faith side and how that grew, the challenges through that, and how you were able to, go through that. So until then, I'm Annmaria Jimmy.
And this is Nikki.
And this is the Marthoma Effect.